What's good, my people? Falaz speaks back for another video. Haven't done this in a while. Been focusing on sports, and this is primarily a sports channel, but sometimes we do provide content that is in other areas, and what I will be providing this year as a special treat for some of our subscribers who are big time Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire fans is a review of the new series House of the Dragon. Now, last year, of course, I am a reader of the books. I've read Fire and Blood when it came out, when George put that out. I was so disgusted with the end of Game of Thrones that I just did not do any content last season. Besides the fact that I kind of know where the story is going and all of that type of stuff, though they throw in some surprises in there. Here and there, they clarify some things because the books are really told from the standpoint of two different maesters, and the third being this weirdo individual that will come up in the show. Now, at any rate, let's see. Last season, this is a quick synopsis. We got my man Daemon Targaryen, the OG gangster of the whole particular show. He's first introduced, and we know from the books, I'm not going to get too much in the books. Let me put it real simple. All right. His punk ass, bitch ass brother, who is the king of Westeros at the time, Viserys Targaryen, is on the throne. All this dude is trying to do is get an heir. All right. So he impregnates his wife. Of course, his wife is pregnant at the beginning of the show. We are first introduced to the OG queen of the joint, Rhaenyra Targaryen. She comes in on dragonback. So they letting us know from the rip that she's a real one. Talking about a real Targaryen. You know a real Targaryen? They ride dragons. Real Targaryens got the blood of the dragon. Real Targaryens don't play no games, and real Targaryens are very liberal in the bedroom. All right? Rhaenyra got all those attributes. All those things. So we first introduced to her coming home. Then we go up in the meeting room. As we know, they introduce all the main characters of this season. Got Corlys Velaryon, who in the books is a white man, on the show is a black man. I ain't mad at it. Do your thing. So we got punk ass Otto Hightower, who really is the one that sets the whole show going. The whole season and the whole setup for everything is set off based off of punk ass emotion of insecurity that is in the heart of a man named Otto Hightower. Otto Hightower, he looks at Daemon Targaryen. He sees the man that he wishes that he was. He sees the man that he fears. So what he does is he decides that he gonna put a bug in the ear of his brother, who is the King Viserys. Now, King Viserys being a beta, being a not even a sigma, being the type of joker that is adept to being insecure, he listens to Hightower. Hightower is a joker that put Daemon Targaryen, and you know he's an OG, you know he's a gang, you know he's a real one. He puts him in charge of King's Landing security. So, which is the gold cloaks, right? Which Daemon turns into a well-oiled fighting machine. Now, they have what's coming up, attorney coming up, which is supposed to represent or to be a party welcoming in the new king. They already assumed it's going to be a boy, all this kind of stuff. All right. So Daemon Targaryen is making sure that the city's going to be safe. So he go out there. He got the gold cloaks, finding, ripping up all the rapists, ripping up all the thieves, ripping up all the type of folks that are undesirables, all the riffraff, and he handles them in one night, chopping off penises, chopping off hands, chopping off heads, doing whatever it takes to put the necessary fear in King's Landing, Flea Bottom, and all these different types of places that are just like Chicago, or basically some of the areas like Philadelphia and shit like that. So he got them straight, right? Otto Hightower, little bitch ass, what he does is he tries to make a case to the king that Daemon Targaryen need to be removed from the line of successorship because he has this fear that the king might die as a result of seeing him take a wound from sitting on the damn throne. All right, which is really where the king is going wrong. Daemon Targaryen has the right to be the next king, period. These are the laws of the land of Westeros, okay? But when you got a bitch-ass handed king who wants to do a bunch of fuck shit himself and put the Hightower family on the throne, he know that a dude like Daemon will stay in his way. Any rate, we right now are introduced to the early relationship between Daemon Targaryen and Rhaenyra Targaryen. Listen, I am not into their lifestyle, but I am not one of them. I do not judge them. These people, the Targaryens, are based on the Ptolemaic dynasty of the Greek general Ptolemy, who was a general under Alexander. These how these people get down. They are very liberal in the bedroom. They marry brothers, they marry sisters, they do all this kind of stuff for a couple of reasons. One reason is to consolidate power, right? This was also a practice of the ancient Egyptians, right? So what we're talking about is these people are based on that. This is what George thinking was. This is what it is, okay? So while you and I may think that Rhaenyra Targaryen and Daemon Targaryen being groomed to marry each other or whatever is disgusting, it is out of that is your choice. The bottom line is this is how the Targaryens do. This is how they get down. This is how they consolidate power. This is how they keep their blood pure so that they can control the dragons, because the belief is that the Valyrian blood is what allows them to control the dragons. Okay, so now we got that out the way. Now, Daemon Targaryen clearly sitting on the throne when Rhaenyra sees him. Daemon Targaryen and Rhaenyra have a nice little back and forth conversation. It is clear that the vibe right there is that Rhaenyra Targaryen looks up to Daemon. Why? Daemon Targaryen is what she sees as being the ultimate. He embodies what a Targaryen is. He's unlike her father, who is very weak, who's sitting up here listening to these outsiders, these damn high towers from fucking from Old Town, and they have a different culture. Rhaenyra and Daemon are true Targaryens. They stick to the old ways of Targaryen thought, Targaryen virtue, Targaryen culture, all of that. Okay, they are not quick to be like the Westerosis, meaning follow Westerosi religion of the seven. They don't follow the religions of the people up north. They ain't into werewood trees. None of that shit. These people are Valyrian Targaryens. All right? So now, of course, Daemon is looking at her like, all right, you know, I'm about to groom that. That'd be my wife. They dig this. I get this. He thinking, I will preserve the Targaryen dynasty and the Targaryen ways if I can marry her and be on the throne. This is Daemon's mindset. This is what his thought is. Okay, his father's on some other stuff, and he's being influenced by this outsider, Old Town sucker, beta joker named Otto Hightower, who got his own plans. Otto wants to get Daemon out the way, so he puts together a plot. He puts the bug in his brother's ear, like, listen, man, Daemon is dangerous. He gonna be like this boy Maegor, who used to fuck shit up back in the day. So what you need to do is you need to put Rhaenyra Targaryen as the next person in line. Okay? Now, for those who watch, you know the story. I'm just giving you my view and just show how much this boy is a sucker. All right, now we know that traditionally in the past, there was no women who ever ruled Westeros. Says, nah, they got down. Only men rule Westeros. Now, there's not a law against it, but it's just not how they get down. So this dude, Otto, is of the belief, really, that only men should be there. He believes that the realm will literally go to war. However, this nigga is so afraid of Daemon Targaryen, this alpha, get it done type of guy, that he is willing to push forth the idea that Rhaenyra should be named as the heir, right? This is his first mistake. Because then this motherfucker, what he do is, his next move is, he trying to get his line, his progeny up in the line. So he goes and sends his daughter, Alicent, to go hold out the king. Or to send Alicent to be hold out to the king. So he thinking, all right, I'm going to send a little, plant little seeds up in there. Plant little seeds up in there. That's what he do. So he's sending her there to his room, all this kind of stuff. At any rate, what's happening is reasonable people on the council are thinking that the king needs to go ahead and get married since his wife had died, right? So my man Corlys Velaryon, right, who shares Valyrian culture with the Targaryens from back in Valyria, he offers an excellent choice for him to marry. This is because The choice is Laena Velaryon. Okay, Laena Velaryon is of Targaryen and Velaryon stock, pure Valyrian. Okay, her mother is actually a Targaryen that was supposed to be the queen next in line, but was overlooked for Viserys, not due to any virtue other than the fact that he was a male, right? So, at any rate, he had a way to right all those wrongs. If he would have married Laena Velaryon, this fixes the situation with Rhaenys, who you could tell always walking around moping, got his look on her face, thinking men ain't shit. You can always see that in Rhaenys. So he had a chance to fix that and to continue the line being pure Valyrian and lining himself up with House Velaryon, who got the best navy in the world, right? So this is what he could have done. Instead, this motherfucker, what he does is he refuses it based on the charge that she's young. Even though this nigga, everybody knows y'all won't be expected to bed or do anything like that until she's old enough. But that's what he said. He felt like they couldn't have a conversation. She wanted to talk about dragons, which his bitch ass shit want to talk about, but he don't want to talk about that. So anyway, he sat there messing with Alicent. This Joker decides to listen to the Hand of the King, who's an outsider from Old Town, and marry his daughter instead. And this planted the seeds for the whole beef that we're going to have later on, which is the two houses going to rumble each other. That is the house of the greens and the black. And the seeds were planted right there, man. And I'm going to stop right there for now.